Hey everybody, Jim with Reverb.com. We are at Summer NAMM and we are at the Park Amplification booth. This is Mitchell. I'm Jim. How are you, Mitchell?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm all right. So, what are we looking at? I mean, obviously, park amps are like just unbelievable. Like the old ones, these are the kind of the newer reissues. What kind of went into making these amps happen?
Well, a couple years ago, I started Park over again, and I did reissues of the originals, like the 45, the 50, and the 75. And this year, 2 years later, I have some new amps that are not reissues of the old amps, but they are based on those amps, all hand-wired in the U.S., and but with some new features added and different designs of power amp.
So what's the one that we're plugged into right now?
Well, we're plugged into the Little Rock. So this, if you look at it from the front, it looks like a standard Park amp, but it's also got a post-phase inverter master over here, and also it has two push-pull switches, and one of them will cascade the two channels so you can get more gain out of it, and the other one will make it more or less aggressive. And it's actually cascading the channels one into the other.
Oh, cool.
Right. So, if you wanted to link the channels like a standard amp, you can do that because when the two push pulls are in, it works like a standard amp.
What kind of tubes is this running?
Well, that's what's interesting about this design is you can use different output tubes. So you have three 12AX7s like a typical amp of this type, but you can use 6 V6s, 6 L6s, or EL34s, and it's self-biasing and self-matching, so it runs anywhere from 15 to about 23 watts clean. So it's a lower powered version of a standard head.
Right, awesome. Well, let's hear this thing. Can you play a little bit for us?
Sure.
You know, I always say like it's a really hard, that's such a character-rich, clean sound, and I always say that it's a really hard thing. It's always been a really hard thing for me to find, just like a really character-rich, clean thing. Like I'm always like, oh well, if I got to put this overdrive on to like get a little bit of character. This right out of the box right there sounds incredible.
Well, I grew up playing blues and rock, and that's a long time ago. I started playing 50 years ago, but I'm also a jazz player. So all of my amps have to have a great, clean sound. And what I try to do is have a great clean sound and also the ability to have a great overdrive sound too. So that's the goal. And I'll give you, if you have a second, I'll give you a little bit of the overdrive sound. Okay, so.
I want to kind of hear the cascading thing.
Well, so here's without cascading. So that's like a standard amp of this type where you're going to have to turn the bass down when you turn the channel up. Now, like this is the more or less aggressive switch, so you pull it. And that's without cascading. So now if you want more gain,
Nice, man. That sounds great. What is this guitar?
this is a 68 gold top.
No big deal.
Well,